Our luncheon speaker today is a seasoned member of the team at the Inter-American Development Bank, the IADB. He has worked with the organization for 21 years. He holds a master's degree in information systems technology from the George Washington University and a bachelor's degree in business administration from the Universidad Empresa of Uruguay. He has judiciously used the combination of his technical and business knowledge to be an asset to his organization. He firmly believes that the COVID pandemic, with all its challenges, will accelerate digital transformation in Jamaica. He believes with the right investment in talent and physical infrastructure, it will create new opportunities and allow Jamaica and Jamaicans to benefit from the fourth industrial revolution, which is upon us now. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you a man who will make us all smarter as we listen to him. Lastly, the IAJ would like to thank him for the alacrity with which he moved in ensuring IADB's support for this event. We present to you the Chief of Operations of IADB's Jamaica office, Mr. Lorenzo Escondeur.
Thank you very much, and that is a lot of pressure for me. I'm not sure you're going to make it smarter and more when you are having lunch. So thank you very much for the invitation. Dr. Adrian Stokes, President, and Mr. Albert Johnson, General Manager of the Insurance Association of Jamaica. Mr. Dirk Reinhardt, Vice Chairman, Munich Re Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much again for the invitation. And I really regret for not being able to participate in person, obviously because of the pandemic, but I hope that next year we can make it. And I also hope that you're enjoying your paid meal today. We at the Inter-American Development Bank are very excited about the staging of this international conference on inclusive insurance. Even more when Jamaica, under the auspices of the Insurance Association of Jamaica, is being spotlighted. Let me share with you our story of partnership with the IIJ. Several years ago, we introduced the concept of microinsurance to the IIJ through the Financial Services Commission. But at the time, interest was relatively low. But there was one company which showed interest, namely Jamaica International Insurance Company, now GK Insurance Company. They invested the resources to pursue the feasibility of the concept with a view to develop a parametric crop insurance program for small farmers. They even went to South Africa and partnered with an insurance company to see how the concept worked on the ground. Later, they developed some microinsurance product to protect bill payments, small appliances, among other assets. We're extremely pleased to learn that they will be sharing the story of the journey with you today. We continue to collaborate with the FSC and develop a project to do some research on the Jamaican insurance market. This guidance helped the industry and the regulators to consult on a framework which has been submitted to the government legislative department for implementation. Today, the industry is growing and is providing a range of solutions for MSMEs, including life and health solutions, even for farmers and fisher folk, and are actively exploring other initiatives. The industry is eagerly looking forward to enabling legislation to enhance microinsurance in Jamaica, and rightly so. You see, in the wake of the prevailing COVID pandemic, there are many sad stories of loss of precious lives, livelihoods, and businesses. 90% of the Caribbean firms report that COVID had a negative impact on their business. 89% of the firms reported that lower sales. 85% reported lower capital utilization, and 34% reported a reduction in labor. On the other hand, ushered by the wind of change, there is a story of hope as a new business landscape is taking shape, characterized by virtual enterprises and digital actors. Entrepreneurship is on the rise, and as more people learn digital skills, they are seeking contractual arrangement for the skills on various digital platforms like freelancing, Fiverr, and Upwork. These players are part of a startup revolution in Latin America and the Caribbean. The new Tecnolatina report shed light on just about 1,000 technology companies born in LAC that have raised millions of dollars and employed thousands of people. In the Caribbean, entrepreneurs and early-stage enterprises are driving change in the knowledge economy. An increasing number of them are leveraging creativity, know-how, new technology, and processes to provide market-based solutions that address pressing social and environmental issues. The cultural and creative industries, for example, represent a vital productive sector, both for their ability to generate employment and effect social impact. The UN estimates the creative economy to generate annual revenue for $2.3 trillion US, accounting for 30 million jobs worldwide, with television and the visual arts making up the largest industries, followed by books and music. And we know that Jamaica has a rich and diverse cultural landscape and an abundance of world-class creative talent, mostly notably in the music sector, literature, dance, food, and film. Kingston has long been considered the cultural capital of the Caribbean. A national treasure, is also home to many of Jamaican music and artistic greats. In addition to being the business capital of Jamaica, it is fast becoming an attractive tourism attraction and is the Caribbean's first UNESCO Creative City of Music. According to UNESCO, Jamaica's culture and creative industry contribute 5.2% of the country's GDP, generating revenues of 2 billion Jamaican dollars annually and accounting for 3% of the total employment. We project that these small and medium-sized businesses will be playing an even more crucial role in helping to diversify the economies, building resilience by serving as generators of economy, activity, employment, and innovation. But we also know that many of these workers are missing out on the safety net offered by traditional job arrangement, no health insurance or critical illness coverage or pensions. Hence, we must aim for inclusiveness of these new workflows and to provide them with various products and services to ensure that they remain sustainable and viable. This is where and why microinsurance becomes even more important. Microinsurance makes it possible for many people to have at least some degree of insurance to protect some of their most valuable assets and businesses. Microinsurance can bring a sense of security to low-income families who were previously unable to afford insurance. Microinsurance benefits include transparency and the ability to handle claims quickly and accurately. But while Jamaica has adequate insurance products for the mainstream population, low-income families are generally excluded from these benefits and products. The framework that has so far been developed will foster the inclusion of the low-income and informal economy families and individuals. It is the bank's expectation that Jamaica can implement this framework in a timely manner to benefit the uninsurance, and this conference offers the perfect opportunity to highlight this important work and to promote advocacy for the necessary legislation to be put in place. As the region faces the awesome task of recovering from the worst economic crisis in the recent history, it could take some Caribbean countries until 2024 to return to the pre-pandemic level of economic growth. Vision 25 is the IDB Group strategy for our work in Latin America and the Caribbean over the next 5 years. The strategy focuses on 5 areas: regional integration, support for small and medium-sized firms, promotion of a digital economy, and the prioritization of gender and climate change response. The Caribbean sub-regional strategy, built forward, rests on the 3 pillars while addressing the regional urgent need for resilience across all the sectors. We can no longer afford to simply build back after disaster strike. We must see every opportunity for recovery as a chance to build forward. The IDB Group is helping the region to build forward by focusing on projects that use cutting-edge technology to create social, environmental, and economic resilience. For us at the IDB, we're advocates and agent of change and financial inclusion. We're actively working in digital financial inclusion ecosystem of the region, supporting governments in changing their policies, creating institutional capacity, and creating knowledge products. We're doing this through FinTech Lab, the only public-private digital financial inclusion network financed by the bank. Let me share with you some insights from our studies about FinTech. To be presented in early 2022. We have found that the FinTech ecosystem in Latin America and the Caribbean accounts for 2,300 platforms. By vertical, payment had the largest share with 26% of the total, followed by crowdfunding and alternative finance, 25%. Enterprise financial management, 14%, enterprise technology, 9%, and insurance, 5%. Precisely, insurance financial technologies, or InsurTech, have grown the most in the period from 2018 to 2020. Our data indicate that 27% of the insurtech startup operate with a consumer-oriented model, B2C, that serve bank consumer, while 23% operate with a model aimed at companies, or B2B, serving financial institutions. On the other hand, 20% of the insurtech startups serve consumer at the base of the pyramid. There is a huge opportunity for startups innovating in the B2C segment because the incentives in the insurance market are different from those of other financial products. For example, it is estimated that 70% of cars in the region circulate without insurance. We know that in Jamaica, this is a serious problem. In fact, it becomes relevant if one considers that an accident can be serious to the personal finances of economically vulnerable segment of the population. The National Road Safety Council project, a project that up to 450 people could die in road crashes this year based on the current trajectory, which could be horrendous. Losing thousands of years of life and the associated economic contribution is a huge burden that Jamaica simply cannot afford. It has also placed an enormous stress on our already fragile public health system and a very high cost that strain our public budget on average in the order of 3% of GDP, according to the estimate of the World Health Organization. Complexity at the level of the hiring and onboarding processes end up fueling the cycle of misinformation regarding the benefit of these products. There are opportunities to change the game's role, allowing digital onboarding, flexible payment schemes such as weekly payment, allowing sales in physical intermediaries such as convenience store, allowing the unbanked population to increase their financial resilience through insurance. For instance, insurtech ventures with B2C models take advantage of mobile technology to provide telemedicine services, which has significant potential to extend the penetration of life and medical insurance to market segments that, for the reasons stated before, do not yet have these services. And before the pandemic, the interest of collaboration with insurtech startup by insurers was to improve service and marketing process for existing users and for segments that where these organizations were already profitable. But current conditions have accentuated the need to take concrete actions that are no longer nice to have and are now essential to continue operating during 2020. Because it's an absolutely a year of major structural change in the insurance industry. We hope to see more participants and more alliances between insurtechs and traditional companies offering better and more products focused on the microfinancial consumer, both individuals and enterprises. Meanwhile, the IDB continue working with the government in easing the transition toward a more digitized financial sector. Recently, we support the FinTech bill in Chile. We allow the country to adopt open finance, open data, and the will to share it openly in an ecosystem will be a game changer in the region. We hope to see and support similar changes in the Caribbean. Jamaica's foremost development partner for over 50 years, the IDB, in the IDB, we have supported financial sector strengthening and improving access to credit for SME. We support policy reform in several areas which promote financial stability, financial inclusion of firms and individuals, and improve the financial legal framework. These include activities that will enhance the legal right of creditor and contract enforcement. We are also supporting access to credit for MSMEs through a host of flagship initiatives. Let me share a few of them with you today. There is implementation of secure transaction registry and a related framework at the Companies Office of Jamaica. This enables SMEs to use a broad range of collateral for loan purposes. Through the Compete Caribbean initiative, we have a pilot program with JIPO, which encourages the use of intellectual property rights as collateral. This program aims to strengthen Jamaica's IP ecosystem in support of MSMEs and to enable them to leverage their IP assets to drive innovation, competitiveness, and growth. This is the first of this kind in the region, and we believe are very good news for Jamaica's creative sector. This activity will research, design, test, and roll out financial products will use IP assets as collateral. We know there is a growing demand as MSMEs interviewed, including women-owned firms, have noted a desire to secure credit to scale their operation, generate further IP, and to engage in export. I'm happy to report that our project team has received interest to participate in this pilot from 5 commercial banks locally. The Credit Union League, which has had a very long track record in microinsurance, is also very interested in IP collateralization, subject to, obviously, to the regulatory clearance. The consulting team conducting project work is currently identifying SMEs for participation. We expect the pilot to be launched next month in November. You may also be happy to know that the program facilitates the building of local expertise in valuation technique. It is targeting insurance risk managers, bankers, lawyers, accountants, and auditors to be trained as valuators. This fulfills a critical prerequisite for the acceptance by the financial institution of IP assets as collateral. The IDB is actively supporting creative industries in Latin America and the Caribbean in the design and implementation of innovation programs and in the production of and dissemination of knowledge in the sector. As part of our Building Forward initiative, we're including cutting-edge technology in our project to provide services and help improve life. We developed the Creative Tech Lab, a novel collaborative tool to foster interaction between young creatives and programmers to design prototypes of commercially viable solutions. We have already hosted labs in Jamaica and Haiti, resulting in solutions such as a mobile application to manage the division of song copyright among all those who contributed, or a virtual education platform that used 3D modeling. And we're planning another edition in Trinidad and Tobago for later this year. Through the IDB Lab, our creative and technology hub, we are working with Kingston Creative to further promote market access for creative entrepreneurs and community creative businesses by providing new digital technologies and methodologies to add economic and social value to cultural assets. This collaboration is accelerating social and economic transformation through the merger of creativity, culture, and technology, and will support 1,500 entrepreneurs and creative enterprises, notably 300 creative entrepreneurs based in downtown Kingston. Additionally, 60 creative businesses will benefit from the integration of new technology in their business models, and 25 entrepreneurs will be connected to new international markets and opportunities. We're also creating tourism clusters as a use case study for social transformation. In this way, entrepreneurs will develop new technical skills, transform their products, and increase their potential to the wider market. This project will also focus on CreaTech, the integration of the new technologies in the creative sector, and a more holistic approach to connect the creativity ecosystem. It complements the IDB Living Heritage program, which promotes leveraging tangible and intangible heritage assets, cultural, history, architecture, to create jobs and local economic development. And through other partnerships such as the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, our investment in flagship programs such as Boosting Innovation, Growth, and Entrepreneurship Ecosystem, also known as BIGI, and the Caribbean Climate Innovation Center are contributing to the further strengthening of the business ecosystem and more climate-smart resilient initiative. We also have the capitalization of a guarantee fund for $20 million at the Development Bank of Jamaica to enable approved financial institutions to lend more to MSMEs, which are enabled to provide adequate capital. Also, at the DBJ, there is the creation of an electronic system to facilitate the speedy processing of such guarantees to benefit the SMEs. And through the IDB Invest, our private sector arm, we have partnered with JMB to provide access to $35 million with a 5-year tenure to facilitate increased financing to MSMEs, especially female-led businesses and entrepreneurs. In closing, we trust that the best practices and deliberations at this conference, which is most timely, will prove very beneficial. We know that in addition to showcasing microinsurance product, it will provide ppresentation on enables of microinsurance growth, enabling legislation, digitalization, and financial inclusion, and of course, policy from government. We heartily congratulate the IJ and the FC on their work in helping to stimulate interest in the microinsurance in Jamaica. We're happy to be part of your journey and eagerly look forward to be a continued working partnership where together we will help you to build forward better and smarter and usher in even more new and exciting opportunities to the greatest benefit of the people of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Please accept our very best wishes for a most successful conference. Thank you very much.
good again. Jamaican heartbeat. Jamaica. Come join us and feel good again. Can you feel it? Sure. Come join us and feel good again. Jamaican heartbeat. Love it. Come join us and feel good again. Heartbeat of the world. Come join us and feel good again. Jamaican heartbeat. Jamaica. Come join us and feel good again. Can you feel it? Sure. Come join us and feel good again. Jamaican heartbeat. Love it. Come join us and feel good again. Heartbeat of the world.
Jamaica, heartbeat of the world.
Hello, welcome to the National Gallery of Jamaica. My name is Lorenzo, and I will be your guide today. Our current exhibition, Jamaica, Jamaica, looks at some of the key figures and developments in Jamaica's musical culture. Most people are aware of Jamaica's musical culture and not aware of our rich artistic heritage. And this exhibition is one that brings together both of those aspects of our artistic development.